All right, sir. Could you give your name for the interview?
Yeah, of course. My name's Lieutenant Montague, badge number 16. I work here at the DOC.
All right, awesome. So yesterday I did a interview with one of your past prison mates, known as Flint Capone. He stressed out a couple of issues regarding the food that I would just like to hear y'all's point of view, just so we're not getting a one-sided take from it.
Okay.
His main worry was that there are times that exist in the prison where, let's say someone was low on stamps, that they would not be able to replenish more stamps because of maybe guards being asleep or just not being able to be at the prison at this time. Are y'all currently working on ways to move around this, or what is your plans to stop this?
Definitely. So, first of all, there is a solution to that. However, I'll speak about our plans first. We are actually speaking to the government officials about getting stamps given out to us officers so we can obviously hand well-behaving inmates stamps for good behaviour and whatnot, or if they really are in desperate need of food and water. But we'll never obviously leave the inmates to starve or anything. We have a 24/7 commissary that runs inside the cell block at all times. Um, they sell pickaxes, food, water, notes if you're feeling a little bit artistic. With the pickaxe, feel free to go on out into the yard. They mine tin, sell it at the commissary for more stamps, and then, if they really want, they can fill up their cell with all sorts.
So the mining, when they are doing that, is that duty? Would a guard have to follow them to do that, or is a prisoner able to pick up a pickaxe and just go mine at free will?
So obviously we don't always have the staff to have our guards watching all the time, but we always like to make sure that we have a guard, at least one guard at all times on our exterior catwalk, watching down at the inmates whilst they're in the yard, just to make sure they're behaving and whatnot. Not, we haven't got any troublemakers bothering the peaceful inmates that are just trying to mine some tin for some extra stamps and whatnot. But 9 times out of 10, people they come in and they think it's a really good incentive to obviously earn more stamps, reduce time off their sentence, and we also like to do what we can to help them out because obviously at the end of the day, they're here to rehabilitate, not to make things worse.
Awesome, awesome. Now, one question I did have about solitary. How would y'all go about feeding an inmate who has been in solitary for an extended amount of time?
Well, I'm not sure if you know Mr. Reeves. I hope you've never seen the inside of a solitary cell, but
Oh no, this is why
the
I'm curious.
yeah, the solitary doors, they actually have like a little it's almost like a letter slot which we slide trays of food in, um, and that's how we feed the solitary inmates. However, they obviously don't have access to commissary because 9 times out of 10 they haven't done something good to end up in solitary. So we feed them. They don't get the choice of what they eat.
All right, all right. But you are still keeping them healthy, fed, making sure that they are still able to go through all processes of living.
Of course, we'll never, ever, ever. I mean, unless there's an extremely bad circumstance, we'll never ever keep someone in there for longer than, 30 minutes to an hour.
Awesome, awesome. Now, with the extended jail sentences, how has this really changed the prison guard prisoner interactions? With more time with the prisoner, are they more likely to try to get in good with the guards to hopefully get some extra stamp and just some more favors, or is it still just the same, go into prison, beat up as much people as you can, and call it a day, from what I've heard?
Well, everyone's different. I'll put it that way. The people that are there just to go in, beat people up, and cause trouble, they're the ones that 9 times out of 10 you'll find them locked in solitary or in their own cell. But the ones that are compliant, I completely understand. You can still be a good person even though you have ended up in prison. So we like to always, interact where we can. I spoke about exterior catwalk earlier. We also have an interior catwalk which goes right through the middle of the cell block, so we always have a guard present there. And as I said to you, we like to sometimes get into the cell block ourselves, make a bit of interaction. If all the inmates are behaving, sometimes we'll host ping pong tournaments, play some pool, put on a DVD for them, all that kind of thing.
Awesome, awesome. Is there anything closing out that you'd like to say with prison's new, anything that y'all are trying to add for the prisoners, or just any closing notes that you have?
Yeah, don't break the law, and we won't have to keep you in prison for too long.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much for your interview and the time you've given me.
No worries, Mr. Reeves.